Spoken thought. I'm going to give you a solution to all your problems. Not the answer, but the solution. And the only thing I need you to do is take the time and think about the solution that I'm going to tell you. That's going to help you resolve all your problems. And that solution is the power of thought. I know we said it many, many times before, the power of thinking, the power of thought. But I don't believe we take the time to really think about our thoughts. So how I will empower your thoughts, and this is my solution to all your problems, you have to take more time in thinking about your thoughts. And now the empowerment of them is, I'm trying to tell you who knows your thoughts. Only you and God knows your thoughts. Only you and Jesus knows your thoughts. And I truly believe the more time you take the time to thinking about your thoughts, is you having a conversation with Jesus and God. What comes of that conversation is wisdom. Understand that. Believe in that wisdom. And you've been doing it for years, ever since you've been born. You just got to learn how to speak that wisdom out. And you have a knowledge base. You don't got to believe in the Bible. That's somebody else's wisdom. Okay? But you have your own knowledge that you receive from Jesus and God. And the only thing you got to do is think about it. The mysterious part is you got to change their thoughts into the appropriate words that's going to do justice for the thoughts. That's going to speak a deeper level, not just a shadow level like OMG, oh my God, okay? You want to be able to go deeper in it, that really gives it meaning and understanding, and it's going to speak to a person's mental and their emotions, and it's going to physically move them, okay? You want to speak to, when you speak to a person's emotions, that is their living soul. When you speak to their energy, that is their spirit. And what I'm saying is, say something that's going to be deep and penetrate. Don't just say the physical form. You know what sounds a flavor of the day, the word that everybody knows, pound, 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 or hyphen this, or whatever it may be. Say something that has a deeper understanding, that speaks to a person's soul and spirit, their emotions and energy. And put yourself in it, because you want to do your thoughts justice, because they come from God. Don't speak hood words. Don't speak trailer park trash words. You know, don't speak the suburban words where they're bland. They're because it's painted white don't make it right. Speak something deep. Speak the truth. Speak your emotions. Find the words that is appropriately going to display and deliver your message. And you don't know what that message is to the people that you speak to. But you got to know you did Jesus and God justice by speaking a deeper perspective of your thought. So the power of thought is understanding you're going to be speaking to somebody mentally, emotionally, and physically. And it's moving. We're all empath. Speak to a person's emotions, and you'll move it, you'll feel it move you, and you'll know it moves them. They won't even have to say it. Truly understand that. And when you feel something that you need to address, if it's a thought that goes through your mind and you choose not to do that, to speak that thought, that's rot. It start rotting inside you. It's guilt. It's guilt. When you feel guilt, that is a rotten thought that you have yet to express out. Don't carry their weight around. Even to really lose weight, you got to lose your mental and your emotional weight before you worry about the physical weight. Get that stress off of you, get that guilt off of you, let that go, and you'll physically see a difference in you. But everybody starts backwards. You try to lose the physical weight and not dealing with the mental and emotional weight. That stress, that guilt. And that guilt is when God knows he gave you the true answer, you choose not to use it. You feel guilty about that. Understand that. Understand the power of that word and what it does to you, regardless if you ignore it, if you can get past it. That stress, that guilt, that is God talking to you. Learn to stress relieve, emotionally relieve. Speak what you feel, what you emotionally feel. Speak that. You will lose so much mental, emotional weight that physically you'll feel the difference within you. And the physicalness of a human being is the least important. It's the least important. That mental, emotional. We've been saying it for a year, mind, body, and soul, but people disconnect themselves from the soul to turn your soul into your emotions. Your living soul is your emotion. People think they condemn their soul from the things they have done. You're still alive. You still have a chance to cleanse it. Cleanse it of that guilt and that stress and all that negative. Cleanse it of that through cleanse your emotions, you'll cleanse your soul. Keep your emotions positive and your energy positive. You keep your soul and your spirit positive. Your physical is the least important. God and Jesus will never see your physical form. Understand your true birth. Your birth on earth is not your true birth. Your celestial birth, your human birth is your birth on earth. Your celestial birth, that is your conception. The day that God took the seed of a man, the egg of a woman, he bonded together with his spirit. That conception moment, that moment you was conceived, your higher self was conceived. That's either an angel for a male or a goddess for a female. They are descending. When they're descending is once they reach earth, their birth on earth. Understand that. Once you're born on earth, that is your second birth. But it's the least important. Truly understand your true birth, your celestial birth. The day that your father's seed and your mother's egg was bonded together with the Spirit of God. That's way more important. But understand the power of thought. A whisper from Jesus, God, comes in the form of a thought. In the form of a thought. Listening to your thoughts, thinking about your thoughts, is having a conversation with Jesus and God. They only know your thoughts. Your job, free will, is to keep it positive. Keep it positive. Learn how to speak your thoughts and live your thoughts. Then you walk the path that Jesus and God chose for you. Jesus chose our trials and tribulations. God granted to him when he gave us our spirit, and we're prepared for him. We just got to believe within our spirits. We are prepared. We have everything we need to live our manifestation on earth. The day that your conception was conceived, God gave you his spirit to know that you can live the trials and tribulations that his son chose you to be a soldier on earth. He gave you everything you needed. You have to believe in that. Once you believe in that, then you walk the path of Jesus and God, and for Jesus and God, not for earth. What's right on earth don't mean it's right in heaven. And you'll feel that guilt when you know, because everybody on earth make it seem like it's right and you're doing right by it. You'll know within you if it's right. And if you choose to ignore that, you're not choosing to ignore yourself. You ain't shit compared to Jesus and God, and that's who you're ignoring. Common sense is not common between me and you. Common sense is common between you and Jesus and God. When you sense something, that's Jesus and God speaking to you. And when you learn to pay attention to what you sense, it becomes common. Your thoughts become common. When it's moving, emotionally moving, it becomes so common that's what common sense is between you, Jesus, and God. Believe in your common sense. When you sense something, I don't know what you sense. Don't know what you're thinking. You're not alone in it. The most important thing that knows it is God and Jesus. Believe in that. It makes sense of it. And when you learn to find the proper words to speak it, a bunch of words put together is a vocabulary. A vocabulary will tell you that person's mentality. You can have a man's mentality, speak like a man or speak like a gentleman. Speak like the hood or speak like the trailer park. You can have a woman's mentality or a lady's mentality. The things a woman say, a woman would never say. A lady would never say. There's a difference. Understand your words and choose your words wisely, because they're speaking of thoughts from Jesus and God, and do them justice. Understand that. But the power of thought is not just knowing that, your thoughts, but it's understanding how to empower and why you should believe in them. I believe all our thoughts come from Jesus and God. We are always connected. They've been having Bluetooth, Wi-Fi for many, many years. But we ignore our thoughts. We don't speak our thoughts. And when we do speak our thoughts, people in society think we're crazy. Why? I believe they come from God. Our free will is to choose to be between the positive and the negative. There's no devil. The devil is you. If you choose the negative all the time, God would know, Jesus would know. And they ain't going to let you in heaven's gate. As Jesus said, do on the earth as you would do in the heaven. That is our trials. Our man and woman is what we live our trials out in. The tribulation is what we receive from what we learned through our trials. The tribulations is the manifestation on what we learned. What you can take back to Jesus and God and tell them what you learned. So the next human beings that come down that knows what we know, that's true. That's true. The honest. I live a true and honest life. And that's what Jesus and God want to hear about. Because everybody else thinks is right. Don't make it right. Don't take somebody else's lie and make it your truth. A lie is a sin. To take somebody else's lie to make it your truth, it's nothing but a sin. And at the end of your days, you're going to be standing there answering for that. Regardless how many likes you got, how many followers you have. That doesn't make it right in heaven. What's right on earth don't make it right in heaven. Your true path, I can't tell you what it is. We're all here to do something different. The only thing above you can tell you is Jesus. I don't think we have the right to speak to God until we go through Jesus. Are you going to let me speak to your mother and father? We have to earn that right. If you want to speak to Jesus that's in heaven, we're not in heaven. It's not our Father in heaven. We have yet to earn the right in heaven. Our souls can't even go to heaven. It can take you to heaven's gate, but it can't go through heaven's gate. It carries sins of the flesh. Your soul is like a pair of shoes. It protected your foot. You may go barefooted in there, but you're not even going to do that. Your physical form is left on earth. Your soul takes you up to heaven's gate. Your spirit, once you confess to all your sins and the things that you've been through, done, true confession, because only Jesus and God know what you know. And you know that. And when you confess to that, then your spirit releases from your soul. And only your spirit can go through heaven's gate, back to where it came from. God himself. We are God. When Kanye West said that, he's right. I'll never try to carry myself as God. I am nothing but an extension of God. Extension of his spirit to live out the manifestation of a male on earth. A descending angel. To only return back to heaven as my highest form as a human being, not a man. I would never stand in front of my God as a man. Some of the things I've done as a man, and he knows, Jesus and God knows. But I know that's a foul creature, an immature creature, a creature that's learning, a creature that's going through his trials. The cleaner version of myself, what's greater than me as a man, is a mental and emotional creature, and that's a gentleman. When I mature mentally, emotionally, when I come to realize it's not the physical. God may put man on earth first. I can care less being first on earth. I want to be third in heaven. First on earth, to clear a path, to build a house. He sent a woman next to make the house into a home. When that woman said he can come to the house, but he can't come in the home, She has the right to say that because the first home for any human being is inside the womb of a woman, the womb. We are the fetus from that female's flesh. That for 10 months, we grew inside her womb. God came inside her womb. We are the child of God's. We're all God's children. I am thankful God used my seed 5 times. Gave me 3 boys and 2 goddesses, 3 angels, 2 goddesses, 2 daughters, and 3 sons. I am thankful that he chose my seed. I am thankful to be part of that. But I knew who the true father is in heaven. I am a father to the children on earth and any other child that come into my presence. And being a father to that child, I'll tell the female in a minute, I ain't his daddy. Okay? But I will babysit that child like I am his daddy because God is watching me. Forget his real father, forget his mama. God is always watching. Believe that, know that, understand that. You mean the God's child, you think Jesus is really going to let you in heaven's gate? You think Jesus is really going to let you in? He knows what you're doing. You're a soldier. He knows the path that you went. He knows if you marched that path the way he needed you to, and the things you did and you didn't do. You know that. That's guilt. You may not let somebody else know, but guilt is a heavy thought that you chose not to live and listen to. Understand, the solution to all your problems is the power of thought. Think about your thoughts and understand where your thoughts are coming from and make the best decision you can. It has to be a positive one. It has to be a positive one. And as long as you do it in mind with Jesus and God in mind, and they know that you made the best decision that you could have, they'll stand beside you. They will stand beside you. If you don't know what to do, ask yourself, what would Jesus do? Earn that right to speak to God. Empower all males. If you ever get a chance, you have a female in your life, you respect her as a goddess. Jesus watching you. If you cannot respect that goddess that does labor for man and God, you ask yourself, which one's more important? To do labor for man or do labor for God? And will you put yourself above God? So when a woman does labor, she truly does labor for God. We ain't nothing but the seed donors. We offer a seed. We donate a seed to that egg. We define the sex. We are the ones to choose if it's going to be a goddess or an angel, a male or a female. But God chose our seed for that particular time to impregnate that egg. He bonded his spirit. His spirit. 20% of a man's seed, 80% of a woman's egg, and 100% of God bonded together, placed inside the womb of a woman, the womb, for 10 months. Should get to have a relationship with God for 10 months? Should any woman abort a child? No. My opinion, no. But that's between you and God. If you want to sever that relationship and not have a relationship with God, I'm not going to tell you what to do and what not to do. That is a conversation you need to think about, and God will give you that answer. If God chooses to have that child and take that child after it's in 10 months, just know that. Know this. That child is in heaven with God. He wanted that child back up there. And be honored. Be honored that he chose your child. I think we look things in a backwards way. We heard of guardian angels. We heard of guardian angels. But have you ever heard of a guardian goddess? If an angel has the right in heaven to keep over the things it loved on earth, keep watch over it, all the things that it loved and gave birth to and responsible for. And we know how men are watching the responsibility when they have the opportunity. I would not have too much faith in a guardian angel. But if a mother, a female, is a guardian goddess, you better believe she's going to keep an eye on her. That is her natural born right to. Because that guardian goddess is not here. That female woman is not here on earth. Their physical form is not here. That doesn't mean anything. You keep them in thought, God will keep them in your life. Mentally and emotionally. That's all what we need to live. You have a positive mental and emotional, a positive spirit, and a positive soul. You have a positive life. Have a blessed day.